This is Zhiyun's brand new light, the X200, and it is the upgraded version from the X100. And there are two main features on this X200 light that I really like, and I think you will too. There are two versions, the X200 RGB and also the X200 bicolor, which is the one I have here and is the one that I'll be showcasing in this video. This is what it looks like compared to the X100. It is a tiny bit bigger and a little bit thicker as well, but is double the power output at 200 watts. This is what the X100 RGB looks like, and it is pretty much the same size as the X100 bicolor. So for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to be talking about the X200 bicolor in comparison to the X100 bicolor. In the box, I have here the combo version. This is what this comes with. We get a carrying case like this. So it is a little bit bigger than, the carrying case of the X100. The combo version of the light includes this battery hub. It also includes this extension pole, which I guess you can give to someone to hold the light instead of putting the light on an actual light stand. You get the light, you get this light stand adapter. What I like is also that they include one locating pin here. You can attach this to the light like so. You get the AC adapter here, which allows you to use this light plugged in to AC power. The X200 weighs only 800 grams without the V-mount battery, and it has a peak luminance of 19,000 lux and a color temperature ranging from 2700 Kelvin to 6500 Kelvin. The RGB one, which I do not have here, is a little bit heavier at 830 grams. It has though a larger range in color temperature between 2400 Kelvin and 10,000 Kelvin. This light feels very premium, very well built. It does not feel plasticky at all. Everything here is just solid, and the finish is really sleek and nice. It's got a little matte finish here, and all the parts, the buttons, everything just feels like they really thought this through, and it just feels like a high-end product. The screen has been updated compared to the X100 to be a color screen, and it feels a little bit more intuitive to use, and I'll go over that menu in just a sec. One of the main features though that I like about this light is that we no longer have Zhiyun's proprietary ZY mount attachment here for the X100, but now we have a Bowen's mount that is more universal, and you were able to use Bowen mounts adapters for this light and attach some of those things, but one less thing to worry about with this light. This has a built-in fan to keep the light cool. In my experience filming with this, the fan did not really bother me at all, even in a quiet environment here in a small room. You have this section here that lets you release your lighting modifiers from here, and you have this section right here that lets you release this part here, which is where the battery goes. USB-C port right here at the bottom, quarter 20 thread with locating pins, which is a nice new addition that this has as opposed to the X100. The X100 though, at the bottom did have 2/4 inch threads here, so you could balance that weight depending on whether you're using it with a battery or not, whereas this one has one right in the middle. So one thing to keep in mind. With this included Fresnel lens reflector here, you get up to 3 times of brightness with this light. And you attach that here at the front, like so. And to release that, hold that, detach that. You also get app control with Zhiyun's ZY Vega app, which I found quite responsive and in line with other lights from Zhiyun and how they perform with the app. The X100 had or felt like a little small camera once you attach the battery grip, so it felt like a little handle for the light. And the similar approach has been done with the X200. But instead, with a Zhiyun proprietary mount, you'll be happy to know that now they use a V-mount battery, and we'll attach it. Release the V-mount cover here, press this button. So, oh gosh. So now that you attach the V-mount battery, this also feels like a little grip for the light. And it looks like you're holding a bigger medium format camera. If you wanted to use the light with AC, you will plug this in where the V-mount battery goes. So this acts as a V-mount battery kind of thing. And then you would plug this into the wall. There's also a little cooling fan here for this adapter in case this gets hot. And you get your little wire. To turn on the light, the power button is right here. It has a bright red, which I appreciate. You hold on to that. And an extra precautionary measure that's also on the X100 lights is this, that you have to rotate the mode, which is this button, to power on the light. So let's try that again. And you rotate that up to 100 and then the screen comes on. This is the X100. You also have to rotate this to power it on. But as you can see, the screen has been upgraded. This one has some color to it and this one does not. This one looks a little bit more outdated and this one looks kind of nice. With this knob here, you're able to control the color temperature. You're able to press in to jump further ahead. Use the mode button here to switch it down to the intensity, and you're able to adjust this with this knob. That it feels really nice, a lot nicer compared to this. You're able also to press in and it'll jump in intervals of 15. And as you can see, my max is 75% because I only have one battery plugged in. When you press into the mode button, you're able to toggle through different effects like explosion, fire, paparazzi, bad bulb, lightning, strobe, different things like that. When you press in on this button here, you're able to go into the effect and adjust the intensity, the color temperature of that, and also the speed of that effect. You can also go back here and just return. Press it once more and then go back to your CCT mode. Depending on the package that you get, you might also get their expansion or battery expansion hub, which, let's take a look, looks like this. This expansion hub is super versatile and I'll show you how to use it in just a sec, but it is key to have if you're planning on achieving maximum output with this light solely on batteries. So if you want to get 200 watts of power on batteries with this light, you need to attach 2 V-mount batteries. And this expansion hub allows you to do that. So you're able to connect 2 batteries to this and power the light with this little hub. Even if you didn't have this though, with 1 V-mount battery, if you still want it to be portable and power the light with the battery, you can achieve up to 150 watts of maximum output with that light with just the 1 battery. And this is also a hub, so you're able to charge other stuff with this hub once you have the 2 V-mount batteries attached, and it allows you an output of 20 volts or up to 100 watts. So if you wanted to charge any other smaller lights with this hub, you're able to do that, or your phone or any other accessories. This is how you use the battery expansion hub. You'll need to attach this to the light stand as well. Unlock it right here with this, and you open this up. On this, you have your output 100 watt max via USB-C, and this is what's going to power your light. So it includes this power cable that you'll attach to the hub, and this V-mount sort of receptor will go in your battery this way. Over here, you'll get your 2 options for V-mount batteries. So 1 here and 1 here. Touch it this way so you can see. So I'll attach this plate to the actual light, actually this way, and this goes here. We'll attach the V-mount batteries. Once you have the 2 batteries attached, there is also a power switch that you can turn, and the 2 lights here will turn on. So now I'm able to get up to 200 watts out of this light. Can power it via V-mount batteries, and this is now at 100%. So should you get this light? I think if you're looking for about 200 watts of power output and you want a small and compact package that doesn't weigh too much, and you want also the ability to power this light with a V-mount battery or 2 V-mount batteries, this might be a light that you can consider. If you did not need that much power and you're okay with 100 watts, then you could consider just sticking to the 100 watt light. If you do get the 100 watt light though, I do recommend getting the RGB version just because it's a little bit more versatile. Just keep in mind that you do not get the Bowens mount with the X100, although you can buy an adapter to adapt Bowens mount lighting modifier. And keep in mind as well that you also need to get Zhiyun's proprietary battery if you plan to use the X100 with a battery. So this is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're still around, here are a couple of videos you could watch next.